Hello everybody and welcome to an impromptu live stream because GW have been showing off some stuff. So I figured let's do a live stream and talk about it. This wasn't planned, but after today's reveal, I was going to do a video on today's reveal, but I thought, you know what, let's just do a live stream and make it so much easier. So yeah. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Let's see how healthy the stream is. The stream is looking good. And let me know anyone in the chat. Let's have a little look. All good in the hood. So yeah, they've been dropping some hints for this weekend's previews. Grand Cathay have been confirmed. We're gonna have a little chat about potentially what that is, because there's some big teasers there, and they've pretty much confirmed also the Ultramarines and Nurgle as well. But yeah, so what I'll do is I'll play the video that they posted a couple of days ago, and we'll have a little look at that, and then we'll have a look at the little Instagram video thing that they put out today, which pretty much confirms that we're going to be seeing Cathay this weekend. And I am super excited, being a Grand Cathay player that I am. I didn't even know there was a reveal going on today until I got the notification of going live, so cheers. Hey! Yeah, so there's a preview show this weekend. GW are doing one. I'm unfortunately going to be working Friday night, so I'm not going to be able to live stream it. It's on about UK time around about 12:30, about half past midnight, early Saturday morning. Well, midnight, just after midnight, and it's basically from the big World Championship over at, is it Atlanta that they're doing it in? So yeah, it's a big preview. They haven't done as many previews this year as they have done in past years, so hopefully there's going to be quite a lot in this year's preview. But they have been dropping some big teasers this week. So I'm going to throw the video up now. So what we'll do is we'll have a look at the video. Hey, how's you? But yeah, like I said, this wasn't a planned stream. I didn't plan on doing this live stream. I was about to go and make my tea when I checked on Instagram and seen today's Instagram post by GW and what it is. I was like, oh my god, what could this mean? But yeah, I'm pretty excited because we're going to be talking. There's quite a lot of rumors around about this as well, and there's been quite a lot of rumors for quite some time regarding what we could be seeing for Grand Cathay. But we'll talk a little bit about that. So anyway, let's jump into the video, and let's have a little look at what they were doing. So basically, let me just do this. I'm such a pro streamer. Like, look at that. I'm such a pro YouTuber, live streamer, that I'm almost ready. So what we'll do is we'll just adjust the screen. You're probably going to see it. Right, what I will do is I will put the music on so we can hear it, but I'll have it a little bit quiet, because GW do like hitting you with cease and desists. But we'll play it. So what I'll do is we'll play it, and then we'll pause it. You should be able to see this. Alright, let me know if you can't see it. So basically, straight away, I'm just going to point out straight away what we can see. Right, we've got the fireworks in that green box. Alright, that's the teaser for the Grand Cathay. Now, when I first originally seen this, I said, ooh, fireworks, interesting, what could it be? But today's teaser pretty much confirmed it being Cathay because of the symbol that's on that box. You can kind of just make it out. You can see the sort of red part on the green box. That basically, when we saw the Instagram video, that's literally the icon that you get on the Jade Warrior shields, as well as the lanterns, the shields that you get on the lanterns as well. That's pretty much what that is. We'll have a little bit of a chat about that. The chest is the one thing that's completely throwing me. I have no idea what that red chest is. So if anyone thinks they may know, let's put it in the comments. The two guys walking to the plane are carrying a big blue box with Ultramarine symbols all over it. That's pretty much confirmed for being the new Ultramarine stuff. We'll have a little chat about that. But yeah, and there's certain t-shirts that the guys are wearing. Caliban Green and Cantor Blue. Now, we could read into that being that this could potentially be a teaser for Pedro Cantor for the Crimson Fists, who is the only Primaris, the only Space Marine character from the older codexes not to have a new Primaris model. You know, and Crimson Fist are like the OG Space Marine chapter. They've been around since Rogue Trader. They graced the cover of Rogue Trader. So, you know, is this a hint that we could be getting Pedro Cantor? I really hope so. Pedro Cantor is one of my favourite characters in all of 40k because the Crimson Fists are such amazing. And Adam on the left is wearing a t-shirt with Caliban Green. Does that mean we're going to be getting something to do with the Dark Angels? So people are obviously reading into what t-shirts. They're obviously wearing this for a deliberate reason. There are certain connections there. They don't do this lightly. So let's continue.
That's a lot of stuff for a preview.
Well, it's the last Warhammer preview.
So as you can see, Eddie is wearing literally the White Dwarf with the OG artwork for the Rogue Trader Crimson Fists. It's in Cantor Blue. Is that a teaser for Pedro Cantor? No idea. Maybe it's just that that's his favourite t-shirt.
Yeah, it's got to be big, right?
On, obviously, Nurgle. So, the Nurgle thing is pretty obvious. It's the next battle tome for Age of Sigmar. If you watch my predictions video, I showed the next 4 battle tomes to come for Age of Sigmar. It's going to be Nurgle, Fire Slayers, Ogre Tribes, and Osiarch Bone Reapers are the next 4 to come. So, obviously, we're going to be seeing Nurgle. Magickin and Nurgle are the next. That would be cool to have a fully fledged Fallen army. And yeah, exactly. I mean, I never thought of that actually. A fallen Dark Angel army. They were hinted at in what, 8th edition, 8th and 9th edition. When Luther escaped, there was like 4,000 Fallen in the Dark Imperium had amassed in one area. Yeah, potentially that could be kind of cool. Fallen, yeah, but then obviously people are also saying that they could potentially be tied into the Huron Blackheart and Red Corsairs. But I don't really see how we get Caliban Green into that. So, yeah, it's a bit weird. But let's continue.
That box is leaking.
Oh, there's always leaks. We've still got plenty of surprises. We've got...
I do love that. That box is leaking. That there's always leaks. That's really, really good. I really like that. I'd like to have a little bit of play with it.
Warhammer Age of Sigmar, Warhammer 40,000, Big Heresy, Little Heresy, Old World. We've got it all. Set coordinate.
Now, the coordinates here on the page, a big shout out to the Hobby Waffle, worked out those dates. Now, apparently, these are dates for when we've had Chaos releases. Apparently one of them was the Chaos Lord, the Jump Pack Lord. The other was one of the other Chaos releases that we've had. So is this a tie-in to more Chaos? Now, obviously, there are the rumours of Huron Blackheart and the other guys, his little sort of cohort of Red Corsairs. So maybe this is a teaser at that. So yeah, Hobby Waffle kind of come out with that in the Discord today. So big shout out to Simon for that one. I didn't really notice the dates. For me, it just looked like the computer on the plane.
Coordinates for Atlanta, USA.
So we straight away we get it here. We've got the Ultramarine box, the Nurgle, but I don't know what that chest is. I think that chest is probably going to have something to do with Warhammer Quest. Now, obviously, the Warhammer Quest we know is obviously coming because they basically went Warhammer Quest and we're going to have a big look at it. And then there's obviously Eddie is holding the fireworks as well.
You do know how to fly a plane, right?
Buckle up for a Warhammer preview.
And yeah, so there we go, the Warhammer preview. So there's a lot of little hints at stuff, but that's not all. There is others. So we had this was shown today, and it was basically this was just shown. It's not that big. It's explosive reveals. It's basically the Grand Cathay, and this is what obviously prompted me to do the live stream. So yeah, but what could that be? What could it be? So we'll talk about the Cathay first, because we have some potential things for the Cathay, and obviously we kind of have a good idea of what's potentially going to come because of Total War 3, which is, as you can see, the artwork on the screen. And if I just move my little my camera over, so you'll see these two little things up on the left hand corner of your screen. Now obviously, if you've pretty much been playing Old World now for the past bit, you will know what a balloon is and the Sentinel, but you would maybe asking yourself, what is that two-ballooned Sky Lantern in the background? Well, that is the Sky Junker, and it is basically a mobile air platform of artillery, and it fires rockets as well as flamethrowers, but it is a potential kit, and there's been a lot of rumours regarding the Sky Junk ever since the balloon come out. The reason why is when you build the balloon, there is one of the frames. In fact, I've got some of the frames here. I'll see if I can work out where the parts are on the frames. I'm building my second one now. Is it on this one? No. No, it's on the other frame. These frames here. So these two frames here on the balloon, when you build your balloon, you're left with these parts here, right? These parts aren't on the Sky Lantern at all. These two shields. Now, these two shields mysteriously look also exactly like the symbols that are on the box in the preview. So you don't use these two parts here. There are a couple of other parts on this that you don't use. And you get two of these in a box. Now, the way that the lantern works when you build it, as well as what I would imagine the Junker, is that the actual lantern part itself, the actual part where the crew is pretty much going to be the same thing. The top part is what's going to change. Now, when you look at the frame, the crew are on this part here where the other parts of the crew are. And so potentially, and all of this essentially makes the Sky Balloon, right? There's only really one frame in there that kind of builds the bottom part that you kind of have on. But then they also come on the I think they come on the other thing. So you basically got this frame here and this frame here. That basically creates your top balloon. Now some of the parts on here are what creates it. So you can essentially almost build another kit and kind of switch stuff out. But we kind of figure that there's probably going to be another kit. So that's the general feeling that we're going to get. But there are other things, so we'll have a little look. So we've got all of the unit lists. Now, obviously, we've got Mao Ying. Zhao Ming, the Iron Drake, is the other dragon. And obviously, Yun Bo. And then Li Dao, which is potentially the fourth dragon. I don't think we'll see Li Dao anytime soon. There's potential of one or two of the other dragons, but I don't think we're going to get a second dragon yet. That would be a bit mental. It would be awesome, but a bit mental. Now, obviously, we've got a couple of characters, legendary heroes, ignore Gotrek and Felix. Now, we have the Shungengan Lords already. We have the Lord Magistrate already. We don't have a Celestial General, which would be kind of interesting. Now, these two guys here, the Astronomer and the Alchemist, they're two foot heroes that are generally wizards. This is something that the army is massively missing in regards to actual heroes on foot that can do magic. Because the only way we're doing magic in the army right now is either through Mao Ying or through a Shungengan Lord. That is it. That is the only way you're getting magic. Unless you bring a Gate Master or a Gatekeeper and pay the points for a Wizarding Hat and then get a level 1 wizard running around on foot or riding a horsey. These are the only other two spellcasters that we have in the army. So, hopefully, we get one of these. The Alchemist I don't think we'll get because they're heavily tied in with the Iron Dragon because he likes his Warp Stone and playing around with alchemy, and that's very much what they come from. The Astromancer is potentially what we may get. Now, my fingers are crossed for this one because the army really needs it. But the fireworks, I'm feeling that are more linked in with either the Sky Junk or a unit that are just down here. Now, obviously, we've got the melee units, so we've got the peasants, which we're not going to get. We do have the Jade Warriors and the Jade Warriors with halberds already, and the Celestial Dragon Guard are essentially a unit upgrade right now, but hopefully in the future we will actually get a unit for them. Now, what I do think we could potentially get because of those fireworks is the Iron Hail Gunners is a potential unit that we could probably get from that teaser, as well as the Crane Gunners as well. Now, the Iron Hail Gunners do have an alternative build where you can use the Nangao Grenadiers. Nangao is pretty much the city that Mao Ying comes from, so it kind of makes sense, being Mao Ying being the main dragon, that we could kind of get the Iron Hail Gunners and the Nangao Grenadiers because they both tie into Mao Ying. So that kind of makes sense. But the fireworks and the explosives and everything else kind of makes me think that we could potentially see the Iron Hail Gunners and the Nangao Grenadiers as a dual kit. Or the Sky Junk. Now, cavalry-wise, obviously, peasants, we're not going to get any of the peasant stuff anytime soon. We already have the Jade Lancers. Yeah, I would love to get some great long Marauders. I really would, but I don't think we will. And then the War Beast, obviously, the Onyx Crowmen. That would be really cool as a skirmish chaff unit, but again, they're heavily tied in with Yinbo. So again, I don't think we'll see these until we start seeing Yinbo and the Jade Dragon turning up. Then obviously the monsters, we've got the Terracotta Sentinels, the Jet Lion, potentially, the Jade Lion, the Celestial Lion, and the Great Moonbird. All potential. The Lions, potentially, because they're just single model units. They're kind of like the Terracotta Warriors, but they're big, giant Chinese dragon lion things. And then we get to the sort of the War Machine. So there's the Sky Junk there. So obviously flaming, siege, junk bombs, armor-piercing missiles. Kind of looks like firework rockets. So there's a lot of rumours talking around about the Sky Junk being the potential unit what we're going to get for the Cathay here. Yeah, I would love my War Drum. And we obviously have the cannons and the rocket battery. They obviously don't look like that in the game. They kind of do, but they don't. And then Regiments of Noun, which we kind of won't get because obviously they're for the computer game and not for the tabletop game. So there's some pretty interesting units that we could potentially get here. My gut feeling is that it's probably going to be the Sky Junk or the Iron Hail Gunners / Nangao Grenadiers. More really heavily leaning into those Nangao Grenadiers purely because, one, the army doesn't have a ranged unit, apart from the cannons. We don't have any real ranged units. I say that with a smile on my face, knowing that I've got 2 balloons in my army. We don't have any ranged infantry units. So we're kind of made to take the balloons because it's our only real viable unit when it comes to range. And our cannons are cannons. So maybe the grenadiers would be actually quite nice. So that would be kind of cool. Now, obviously, the other rumours for the what's kind of confirmed is the Ultramarines. Now, what potentially could the Ultramarines be getting that they haven't already got? To be completely honest, there are potentially something, and I'm just going to see if they are actually in the store still, or if they've been removed, because they were there. I did remember seeing them. Now, Uriel Ventress has disappeared off the store, which is a bit interesting. Could he be getting a new model? And also, yeah, they've gone. So, there was also Tyrannic War Veterans. So, if you've not seen them before, it's these guys. They are an old unit, like really old unit. Incredibly old. Incredibly old. They were like 4th, 5th edition. These boyos here. They are super old. They are mega old. They kind of come out, yeah, I think it was like 4th or 5th edition. And the Tyrannic War Veterans were kind of cool. They had their own rules that they basically excelled at killing Tyranids, which is kind of awesome. They've got some pretty cool artwork. And these guys here. So that the whole thing. What do you think they might show for Nausicaa? Ooh, now Nausicaa is an interesting one. I don't think we'll see anything else for Nausicaa yet. I do think we are going to get more Nausicaa stuff though. I think we're probably going to see that Chaos Sorcerer at some stage, being made into a plastic kit. The one that's on the front cover. It's just weird that they've got a really old miniature on the front cover of that book in artwork that is to support the new plastics. So I kind of feel that that's kind of confirmed that model's been updated as well. And that's why it's in the artwork. And I potentially think an actual plastic Gargant, Chaos Gargant. Because there are no plastic Gargants for Old World right now. And none at all. None at all. They're all Age of Sigmar. So I definitely think that's a potential. But yeah, there's some pretty. But I think for Old World right now, it's really kind of interesting because we're in a really weird place. Like all the armies are out. Like all the armies that they've planned to release are out. Obviously, we could argue that there are other armies, the legacy armies that they could bring back, but I think that's going to happen later on down the line. Kislev obviously are an army that I do think will come out, and I keep saying that I think they're going to be the main sort of launch for 2nd edition, which will happen in about 18 months. So, I think, yeah, I think we're going to be seeing some interesting stuff. Now, a lot of the stuff that I've heard is a lot of the armies are going to be getting updated. The Nausicaa part of things is just the start of it. Now, initially, I heard that and speculated that this was going to be tied in with the launch of second edition, the Kislev Nausicaa box. The Nausicaa are out now, so that's kind of threw that one out the window. Then, so what I have heard is that there's going to be Empire and are getting updated. So the state troops and the handgunners / crossbowmen are getting a new kit. I've heard that the Tomb Kings are getting new skeletons, new infantry. The Orcs are getting new Orc boys. And I haven't heard anything about Chaos Warriors as yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if Chaos aren't at the end. The Chaos Warrior element of the army isn't until the end. I say end, closer to the Great War against Chaos, and especially sort of building into that, because that's when the Chaos Warriors will really sort of show themselves. Right now, it's basically the Marauders, the Nausicaan tribes, coming out of Nausicaa and invading the northern coast of the Empire, and that's basically the general narrative that they're pushing right now, and that's what the War in the Westerlands book is going to be. Is them coming down, and obviously we have the character. We've already got the main character has a miniature for that already, so it's that's kind of all falling into place. So yeah, I think there's going to be. I think there will be, because you got to remember as well. There's Horus Heresy, and I think the Horus Heresy is going to be sort of the light element of it. I think the Horus Heresy is literally just going to be the Breaches and the Cataphracti Terminators, which they've already teased, and potentially maybe one or two other things. I think Legion Imperialis is literally going to be the Fellblades, because I'm pretty sure the Fellblades are not in Imperialis. I'm almost positive that the Fellblades are not in Imperialis. Let me check. Pretty sure they're not. Legion Astartes. So we've got the siege vehicles, we've got the Mastodons, the Typhoons, the Kratoses, the Sicarans, yeah, they're not. So the one thing that they've shown for Horus Heresy that they haven't given Imperialis is the Fellblades. So I think that's what Imperialis will be. I think the Fellblades, the Fellglaive, the Glaive, the one with the big Volkite gun, and the what's it called? The big plasma cannon thing. Like, I think that's what they'll get. They'll get potentially them for Imperialis. The big super heavy Space Marine tanks. And then maybe the Horus Heresy might have the other variants of the Fellblade. Battlefield Gothic would be they have dropped that. They did drop that. They did drop that teaser. They massively dropped that teaser at the bottom of one of the rumor mill video posts. You know, this could be battle and then communication stopped and terminated and all that kind of stuff. And they've not really talked about Battlefield Gothic. And I think if they do release it, which I think they are going to, I think it's going to be basically Horus Heresy. And that's probably going to piss a lot of people off, because I think people are expecting Orc and Eldar fleets and Tyranid fleets. But I think they're going to base it in the Horus Heresy, because the Horus Heresy seems to be the system that they want you to have the 30mm, 35mm tabletop version, your Icklebicky 8mm large-scale battles in epic scale with Titans and aeroplanes, and then your spaceship. So you can essentially bring all three systems together to play the Horus Heresy. And I think that's kind of what they're looking at doing. The biggest question I would ask is, if that's what they're doing with the Horus Heresy, which is kind of what it looks like what they're doing, what are they going to do with the old world? Are we going to see something like Warmaster come back for Warhammer the Old World? And are we going to see something like Man of War come back for Warhammer the Old World? You know, who wants to play Man of War with your little boats? I mean, I would. That would be amazing, absolutely amazing. Could you imagine ickle bitty sky little balloons flying around? So yeah, maybe Warmaster might come back. That chest though is the one thing that's kind of confusing me. That chest is definitely confusing me. I can't quite work out potentially what that chest is. So yeah, it's a bit of an interesting one. But yeah, there's no there is no super heavies for the Space Marines for Legion Imperialis. Now, question is there... They were resin. Let's have a look at the resin kits. Artillery and support, was that what that would be? No. What about... Interesting. So if you look at the website and look through the resin stuff, there are no super heavy tanks anymore. Like, they're all gone. There's a couple of Titans, which is interesting. So you got the Titans and stuff, but you've got no super heavy tanks. Primarchs, which we know they're getting updated. All the character models, the Fulgrim. There's these guys. I'm expecting these eventually to turn into plastic kits. They're the newest sort of resin tanks. But other than the odd knight here and there, apart from obviously the custody stuff, there is no tanks. Well, there's the flyers. The flyers coming out in plastic is something that's massively needed. But yeah, there's no super heavies. This is all the resin stuff for the Horus Heresy. So there are no super heavies. So yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. I think there's probably the big Volkite version and the big plasma version of the Fellblade is probably going to be coming out very soon. Yeah, I think that's a good indicator of it coming, because there are obviously. I mean, there's this one right here, this one here, which was the one with the Volkite, this big thing, which was a resin tank. That was an entire resin kit. There was the one with the big plasma thing on it as well. Pretty sure there's a plasma-y one. Ugh, getting tired. Sucks coming off night shift. Yeah, so there's that one there, which is the Volkite. There was the plasma one as well. I think there was 3 variants. I do believe there was 3 versions of it, and now we've got one in plastic. So yeah, I don't know where the plasma one is. Oh, is that the other one? That one, the one with the... Yeah, that was the other one. There wasn't a plasma one. Sorry, there was the Volkite one, and then there was this crazy one here, which was the one with the... Oh, what was it called? It was like a big neuron blast. It was kind of like... It was kind of like the Cerebus, but it was like a bigger version of that. And it was like had the neutron guns. That's on the Venator tank destroyer. It was like a really big one of them. So potentially we could see those 2 being announced for the Horus Heresy as well. And then I definitely think those 3 variants will be in Legion Imperialis. 100% think that's what's going to happen for Imperial Imperialis. As for the rest of it, the Necromunda, no idea. Necromunda, no idea. Maybe that chest is something to do with Necromunda. Maybe. I think 40k is pretty much just going to be the Ultramarines. Potentially. Oh, I might need a coffee, you know. But yeah, I think the 40k is pretty much going to be the Ultramarines. Age of Sigmar, 100% going to be Nurgle, Maggotkin and Nurgle. Horus Heresy, Breachers, Cataphracti Terminators, possibly 2 other Super Heavies for the Fellblade variants. Legion Imperialis, the Fellblade variants. Yeah, but the Cities of Sigmar are not announced. That's what I thought when I seen the chest, but we know that the next 4 battle tomes for Age of Sigmar is the Maggotkin and Nurgle, the More Tribes, Fire Slayers, and the Osiarch Bone Reapers. So, so potentially. Now maybe they might tease, but I think the from what I've heard is that the Cities of Sigmar is quite a substantial wave of models, because it's like their second wave essentially. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe the chest could tie into the ogres, plastic man-eaters. Maybe. I think I've seen people sort of suggest that the chest is a reference to Dogs of War for the old world, but I don't think the old world's going to get that many previews. I think it's basically going to be the Cathay, and that's about it. But yeah, what else does everyone else think? What does everyone else think? So, according to Simon, the Hobby Waffle, okay, big shout out to Simon. Those dates in the video on the display are 2 of them are from previous Warhammer preview shows featuring Chaos Space Marines. 28th of February 2019 was Shadow Spear. The 21st of March 24 was the new Chaos Lord. So, Could that be a hint of potentially the Red Corsairs? Oh, pardon me. I should actually do a poll. So if everyone is new, what I'm going to do is I am going to get a link. There you go. So if anyone does want to join the Discord, feel free. You can head over there now. I am redoing the members area, actually. The members area and the Patreon is going to get a rejig. There's only going to be one reward level. It's going to be about £1. So if you do want to support the members area, or become a member or Patreon, you can do. And it's like £1. So. Have I seen the new Morty Joy toy? All of them are wild. Let's have a little cool. Let's have a look. Joy toys. 40k. Holy crap. Wow. That's mental. That is mad. Damn, he's a big boy. There's a lot of stuff on him. That's nuts. I love the Nurglings. But look, 160 quid. Death Shroud. Death Shroud's nice. Death Shroud. Death Shroud. Oh, I wanted a helmet. I wanted a helmet. I wanted a Space Marine helmet. I want a Space Marine helmet. The eyes can articulate? Really? What? What the hell? Holy crap. That's crazy. Oh, wow. That is disgusting. Those eyes are weird. I never imagined him to have pupils, though. I always thought he would have cataracts. Yeah, that's just mental. Wow. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Not gonna lie. That is pretty cool. Why did I just open my editing software? Go away. That is pretty cool. This is the only company that does a preview for a countdown of a teaser for a preview of a product. Drop Kislev models. We're not getting Kislev models anytime soon. That's definitely not happening. Definitely not happening. Kislev models are not coming anytime soon. So what does everyone else think? What does everyone else think we're going to be getting? Come on, hit me with your best theories. What do we all think we're getting? What do we think we're getting? I think I'm pretty much on the money with some of my guesses. I think I'm on the money. Has everyone seen the new tutorial that's up on the channel? I painted a bull centaur for my growing Chaos Dwarf army. This is the next guy to get done, and also Space Wolves, kind of cool. But I've just got a load of Jade Warriors that I need to get built. But I did play a game last night actually, and I played against my mate's Beastman, and I played against Viletide or Wild Herd, and he used a lot of Viletides, and oh my fucking god, that is a lot of magic and a lot of shit coming out of them units. That was mental. It was crazy. I did some pretty awesome maneuvers with one of my balloons. Killed 16 Beastmen in with one bomb being dropped. 5-inch template right in the middle of the unit. 16 of them hit, or 16 of them killed. And then in the shooting phase, I proceeded to kill a few more and take a wound off a hero with my Jade Ring, which was pretty awesome. I did lose the game in turn 5, but up until that point, I was doing really well. So yeah, really getting the grips with the Grand Cathay and the balloons. On other news, I'm in the process of setting up a WTC team for Northern Ireland for Warhammer the Old World, so it's going to be pretty awesome. So I'm going to be doing, over the next year, we're going to be having a lot of content based around that, talking about it, lists, meeting the team members, stuff like that as we get them, and having chats with, like, hopefully Richie, Dowie After Dark, about competitive Warhammer and stuff. So it's all going to be good. Really looking forward to sort of getting into that side of the game, and obviously getting the team built and prepped and ready. It's going to take about a year, and then we can get something like the Six Nations into Worlds, and then have a crack at it. I think it's going to be a good time. Good time is going to be hard by all. So yeah. So hopefully you'll be able to follow me on that journey and come and help us and support us. And then, give us a cheer. Yay. But yeah, it's a lot of work had to go in today. A lot of stuff that I have to read and go through regarding the WTC. And I'm currently writing the charter for the team. I'm being unemployed and looking for work, so been knocking out all my Space Wolves myself. Also did some work on my Wings of Vengeance Air Nordic Imperialis starter box. Ooh, Imperialis. That's a game that I always wanted to play but never got into. It's a shame that they kind of got rid of it and then sort of amalgamated it into Legion Imperialis. It's a bit of a shame. Yeah. But you'll get yourself a job soon, bud. You will get yourself one soon. I'm currently in the process of looking for a new job. I've got a job, but I'm looking for a new position. Been going through the application and recruitment process for the past month or so. And I've found out the other day that I think it was, what morning was it? Monday morning, I think. Yeah, it was Monday. When I woke up after coming off nights, I woke up to an email saying that I'd passed all my assessments. So I'm into the final stages. So hopefully find out the end of this week if I'm being successful or not. So I'm into sort of checking my application, my rights to work in the UK, that sort of admin side thing now. But the actual test part is all sort of is done. So hopefully, if that's the case, I'll have a better work-life schedule and I'll be able to do a little bit more live streams like this, and a lot more painting videos, and a lot more content on the channel, because I'll hopefully have a little bit more free time. Rather than having a rota based on a weekly rota, this will be based over a course of a month. So you'll be like, your 4 on 4 off will be spread out across the whole month. So it'll be a lot better. Yeah, I picked it up just because I wanted to show the Flyboy some love. Had a promising second round interview yesterday, but I won't be here back until the end of the week. Yeah, good luck with that, man. Good luck. Yeah, good luck with it. Hopefully your fingers crossed that you get it. But yeah, good luck. Hopefully for my job, I'll know by Friday if I've got it or not. By Friday, 5 o'clock Friday, I believe they've said they'll tell me if I've got it. So I keep checking my emails every day, just in case. But I think it'll probably be sometime Friday afternoon. So yeah, not long to wait. It's Thursday tomorrow. So scary times. But yeah, I'm really looking. I'm hoping I get it because it's a really, really good job. A lot more money, and a lot more opportunities for a career. So really looking forward to that. So yeah, which means that I'll have more money to buy more Warhammer, which is always good. But yeah. So, all the newbies that have just come in, what do you all think? What do you all think that we're going to be getting? That we're going to be getting for this weekend's reveals? See, a couple of people have thought because they keep putting an aeroplane in it that a couple of people have said because they've put an aeroplane into the preview teaser that has something to do with Aeronautica. I don't think that's the case. I think it's probably going to be, if they do release anything with flying, it'll probably be Battlefleet Gothic. So yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Well, we know that Nurgle are represented in the new Warhammer Quest. Darkwater, we know from looking at the front cover of the box that they have teased that there are Nurgle in that box, and it seems to be a Nurgle-centric box for the enemy. So we know. Let's have a little look and see if I can bring it up with the announcement. Where is it? Oh. Wasn't that far back, was it? Yeah, it was. Was that it? Ah, yeah. So we got the blurry ass picture, which came out with the leak. But I'm pretty sure in one of the photos they announced pretty sure that they announced or at least shown the front cover of the box. And that gives a lot of tips and a lot of hints at it. I'm just trying to see if I can find the article with it. Was it the night one that they had it? Let's click on that actually. Ah, there we go. There it is there. Right, so we can get a good idea from that picture. Well, no, it's Beastman. So we can. So this is set in the mortal realms. So Darkwater is set in the mortal realms, and we know that we've got some Magickin and Blightkin in there, and we also have Pestigors. So I think potentially we're going to get Pestigors for Age of Sigmar for the Magickin and Nurgle. Now, some of the rumours that I've heard is that each of the 4 gods are going to get their version of a Beastman. Hedonite Slesh have already got theirs. They've got the Slangors already. Thousand Sons, or sorry, the Thousand Sons, the Disciples of Zinch have got the Zangors. The Magickin and Nurgle are getting the Pestigors. And I've heard that the Khorne are eventually going to get the Khornagors, Khornate Gors. So we know that this is kind of what's probably going to be tying in. The fact that this box is so heavily influenced and tied into Nurgle, and Nurgle are the next thing. I wouldn't be surprised if these Pestigors aren't a part of the launch for the Magickin and Nurgle, to be completely fair. So yeah, that's so you've got a Pestigor here, and these guys here are Pestigors, and then these guys in the back here are Blightkin. This guy looks like a sorcerer or a big ass champion for them, but what I think will happen is the models in that box will get rules for Age of Sigmar, just like Curse City. So these heroes will probably have rules to work with the other Order factions. All of that Nurgle stuff will have rules to work with the Magickin and Nurgle. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's how that's going to work. No. Well, potential. Well, I don't know. They could. I don't think there'll be separate units to use in a Skaven army. They could do like a regiment of renown, where likes of what they've got with the Hellsmiths of Shut, where you have on the back of the book your regiments of renown, like these ones, where they're able to be used in certain armies. So if you want to take, the Cursed Steel Battery, which is basically just a Demon Smith and 2 of the War Machines, you can use that little formation in any of the Skaven, in any of the Chaos armies, and it lists it there. So they may have a regiment of renowned for the other Chaos armies, mainly Skaven, to sort of bring them along. That's what may happen. I base my army on that artwork. So yeah, I think that's potentially what could happen. I think that's probably what they would probably do, to be completely fair. To be fair. But yeah, that's kind of cool. But looking at the picture, looking at this picture here, you've got Beastman. That's a Blightkin. That's the Blightkin champion, and that thing is huge. And then if you look here, you've got at least another 3 Blightkin, and then these are all Beastmen. So the Blightkin do look like big boys. Big boys. Ooh. Oh, pardon me. I may have to call the stream shortly. We've been on for about an hour, which is pretty good. But yeah, so what the plan is, I will probably get home early, probably around about 7 o'clock Saturday morning, and I will probably start making videos as soon as I get in, and get the videos done. What I may do is do a live stream later on the Saturday afternoon. It depending if I don't go out or not. Talking about basically what we had. So if you want to join me for that, that would be pretty awesome. And then we can nerd out over the new reveals. But I am going to call this stream there. I am starting to get pretty tired. I'm going to go and have a big coffee. I need to keep myself awake till at least midnight. Because if I don't, and I go to bed now, then I'll be awake about 2 o'clock in the morning. Wide awake. Because that's the bad side effects of working nights. So yeah, I'm gonna call the stream now. I'm gonna go get a big ass coffee, some elixir, and then I'm gonna chill out and keep awake for a couple more hours, and then get some sleep. But yeah, it's pretty cool. But thank you everybody for joining me tonight. It was pretty awesome. Thank you. I do want to do more live streams. In fact, I did a poll on my YouTube channel, right? And I checked it a couple of days after, and I was like in shock that somebody, I think the poll had ended like in favour of no about doing live streams. Oh, it's changed now. That's good, because it was like 51% saying no, and then like 49% saying yes. But obviously, it's now switched to 58% saying yes to do more live streams. So I would like to do more live streams. I would like to do more painting live streams. I like to do more live streams like this. And I think we should, I think I should start doing them more. Sort of limit to them for just about an hour-ish. What do you think? Good idea? Yeah, on it? And then start building the channel. Because we are getting very close to that 5,000 subscribers. So if anyone has not yet subscribed, hit that button. It's completely free. And yeah, it helps the channel a lot. Massively helps the channel. But when I hit 5,000 subscribers, I will be doing a giveaway to one lucky subscriber. And I'm either going to get a battalion box for the old world and send it to one of you amazing people, or I'm going to get £100 gift voucher for from GW, and then send that out to one lucky person. But pretty much once I hit about 4,900, which is only just over 200 odd subscribers away, I'll do a video on talking about the prize, the giveaway, what you're going to be doing it, how you're going to do it. But basically, if you comment and like on that video and join the Discord and be in the Discord, then that's how you will be able to be entered. Because the Discord will have the post that you'll have to tick on and click on, and that's what I'll be using. Yeah, I want to do. I mean, like, I spent 2 years on Twitch doing live streams, and I would live stream a lot. I would live stream pretty much nearly every other day. And I even did like a couple of 12-hour live streams, which are like, they were massive, absolutely ripped, so tiring. But next year, it's just a bit too close this year, but next year I want to do a 24-hour live stream to raise money for British Army or British military veterans. And I'll have a donation link and everything else, probably like a GoFundMe page, and that'll be like, you'll be able to donate to that, and then that money will go to help veterans. Being a veteran myself, something that I'm deeply passionate about, and want to help my brothers and sisters in the armed forces. So that's I'm going to be doing. That's what I'm planning to do next year for remembrance. Is a 24-hour live stream. So I'll start at something like 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'll be painting, I'll be chatting, I'll be playing Warhammer themed computer games like Space Marine 2, stuff like that. You guys can jump in and play games with me. I I'll probably be in the Discord, so you guys could probably jump into the Discord and chat away with me. And the whole point is, I will literally live stream right through to 9 o'clock the next morning, and yeah, and raise a little bit of money for a worthy cause. So that's the plan that I want to do next year. So which would be really cool, hopefully. But yeah, sound good? Awesome. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call the stream here. So if you haven't yet subscribed, hit that button. There is a link if you scroll up on the chat. There's also a link in the linky part on the YouTube channel that you can go over and join the Discord. So that would be awesome if you could. Not a vet personally, but my dad spent 23 years in the United States Air Force, so I'm military brat though through, so I can respect that. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, my partner's a pads brat, a squatty brat, so it's kind of cool. So she's used to us. But yeah, so I will call it. Thank you for all the support. Absolutely amazing. It's pretty cool. I've been in other streams where they're constantly bombarding you for super chats and memberships and stuff like that. That's not what I'm about. If you ever want to do things like that, like do super chats or gifted memberships and stuff, that is entirely down to you. All that money is going to do is just go to buying new plastic toy soldiers for tutorials or new brushes and paints. That's it. Like I said, I have a job. I don't need to do this for a living. So I don't really like putting content behind a paywall. Kind of weirds me out. So you'll not get that here. So yeah. But anyway, I'm going to call it now. And it has been an absolute blast. So I will be back Saturday, either in videos. Probably will have videos breaking everything down, but I'll probably do a live stream at that day at some point on Saturday. So keep an eye out for that, and then we'll have a little chill out, chat, and reflect on the previews, and see what Grand Cathay, what Ultramarines, what Nurgle, what Dark Water is going to be about, and most importantly, Horus Heresy, Imperialis, and we can have a giggle at Necromunda, because I don't play. Does anyone play Necromunda? But either way, Necromunda's going to get something, so we'll be able to have a look at that. All right. So thank you very much. Peace, and I'll catch you all later.